Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. It's time for another Fun Knife Friday, and I gotta share with you my latest treasures that I have found, my latest excursion into all the little thrift stores and antique stores and here and there, secondhand stores, whatever you want to call them. Mrs. Knife Delights had a medical appointment in the city. So I had to drive her, being a dutiful husband, I drove her there. I had to kill some time. So I blame Mrs. Knife Delights for these purchases. If I hadn't had to take her there, I wouldn't have spent all this time in the antique stores. But boy, I found just a few little treasures. Nothing fantastic, but it was a fun time. I just have a lot of fun searching all these things. So I'm going to start with this bag here. I'll set these two knives aside for just a minute. So I'm in one store, and they really didn't have anything for knives. And I'm back in some booth where you wouldn't expect to find any knives. When you go knife hunting in these stores, typically they're locked up in a glass case. Well, I just happened to glance over, and there's this shelf full of all kinds of weird stuff. And there's this plastic bag sitting there. And I saw this red sticking out down there, and I'm like, wow, I wonder what that is. What is that? Well, hey, that's a knife. So I turned the bag around. They had it taped shut here. And I turned it around, and lo and behold, there's a Swiss Army knife in there. And they had $2 marked on this bag. So let's just look and see what we got in this bag. We got us a handy-dandy little rule. It says, Kansas kids are winners, rule out drugs, courtesy Kansas Lion Clubs. This is a nice little vintage ruler. Yeah, somebody by the name of Gabe Williams owned this. Nice little ruler that I can use here. I have no idea what this is for sure. Some little trinket. Set that aside. Looks like a piece of a antique toy made in England. There you go. What else we got? Something weird here. Bunch of junk. Not sure what that is. Not some sort of a clip. Hey, a couple buttons. Always got to have buttons, right? And we got us a bolt. And what's this? Looks like a little steering wheel off of a toy car or something. And we got this old Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey. Zippo lighter. Look at the patina on the front of that lighter. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It's missing the spring in here, and it's in some bad shape. But this looks like a fun little restoration project. I think you can order Zippo parts. I know you can send them in, and they'll fix them, but this might be a little fun project to do myself. So a Zippo lighter. And the reason I bought the bag, we have this Excelsior Swiss Army knife. It's an advertising knife. It says sealed air cryovac. And it's in pretty good shape. It needs cleaned up for sure. But the blade's in good shape. Good walk and talk there. Nice snap. Little pen blade. I looked this up on the SAC website. I think this is they describe it as a minimalist knife. And if you remember, in a few weeks back, I bought a Pocket Pal, which was the model that preceded this. And these do have the aluminum covers or handles. You can see it's pinned in 3 places. So yeah, getting these 2 items right here, $1 a piece basically. Well, maybe 25 cents for this. The rest probably in the trash can. I don't know. I don't know how old this is. Trailer. Oh, it's a trailer caravan. Oh, you know what? I've been saving my pennies to make a trip to go see old Patty over there in Ireland, and he had a caravan and he sold it. So I'll bring a caravan and the two of us can share it. What do you think, Patty? Ha ha! There you go. So there's haul number one. In another store, I kind of found this interesting knife. It's called a Royal, and it's made in Japan. But it's another clone or knockoff of a Swiss Army knife. See if I can get that to focus. There it is. It says stainless steel Japan. No other markings on it. Got that main blade there. Got your can opener. Trying to stay in focus here. What else we got? Got another little blade there. A clip blade. Nice. Nice little clip blade. I mean, as I'm handling this, you can tell it's not up to the same quality as a Victorinox. But it's still kind of an interesting knife. There's your cap lifter, screwdriver, wire stripper. Although, that wire strip, I mean, that doesn't look as like it would work quite as well. But it's there. Now I know there was some scissors in here. How did I get to them? Hold on. They're right here. Oh, that's the problem. I turned my light away there. There, that's a little better. So there's some scissors. That's everything on the top side here. And then down underneath. And I'm not up on all my sack models. Oh, that's been bent. You wouldn't want to carry that. That's poking out. But your corkscrew. And then there's three other blades here. You've got that. I guess that's your reamer. Well, and there's a punch, and this is the reamer. I don't know. Sewing needle. And then this is a file. Pretty thick. Huh. And then you got a much bigger ring than what you normally find on a sack. But again, this is a Royal. Now, I typically wouldn't buy something like this to carry or anything like that, but as a collector, I just thought it was kind of neat. Something you don't see every day. Probably my best purchase is this knife here. And I don't know why, but I've really gotten into collecting the camp knives. For one reason, they are quite affordable usually. I paid about $20 for this. I thought maybe I had overpaid, but you know, looking on eBay and that, they usually start around $15 if they're in decent shape. And then you got, you got postage and, all of that, and you don't get to handle them and see them first. You talk about patina? There's your teener, fellas. There is your teener. Look at that. And the blade's in pretty good shape. It's been used, but still not in too bad a shape. And this is a Camco USA. It'll be fun to try to date this one. I know I saw one in a catalog once going back to 1951 at least, so this looks to be like maybe one of their earlier models. It definitely needs, it's definitely going to need a mineral oil treatment. Nothing else on the blade. No other stamps there. Yeah. Ooh, that one's stiff. That one is stiff. Let me see here. There it went. Where's your cap lifter and screwdriver? And your punch. Are all. Doesn't look too bad down in there. Yeah, so this was a great find. This was a great find. I didn't have a camp knife or scout knife. Still has the bail with it, which is important. So, yeah. Look at the patina on those back springs. Yeah. Ha ha. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Now, that was it from all of my hauls. And it was a lot of fun, again, to get all of these. But we're not done yet. You know, Ray from North Star Knife Reviews, well, good old Ray, I thought he was a friend. I really did. He sent me this really wonderful Victorinox knife here, kind of like a paring knife. It's serrated. And he said it's his favorite knife for like slicing tomatoes and such. Well, Mrs. Knife Delight's got a hold of this, and she won't give it back. She says, I love that knife. And so, wouldn't you know, we're in a kitchen supply store, and they had Victorinox kitchen knives in there, and Mrs. Knife Delight's demanded I buy her this one. So it's the same knife, but with a red handle, and now she's got two of them. So I hope she's content, but you know, that Ray, he can be a bad influence. And I even texted him about it and sent him a picture, and he says, yeah, he says, I'm a troublemaker. So he admits it. Well, anyway, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed seeing my little bunch of trinkets that I bought here today. And until next time, why, please go out and have a very delightful day.